That's right. It's the morning show right here on KVVB TV, Channel 33, Facebook Live, Periscope TV, LinkedIn Live, and YouTube Live. I'm Aaron Michael Sanchez. Great to have you with us on this fantastic morning. Yes, it's almost the weekend, so excited for that. And much more to talk about on today's show. We're going to be talking to Sonia Chason again about attorneys and law. If you got a question, we want to hear about it. Very interesting. I think one of the subjects we're going to hit on have you seen the whole kind of debacle of the aftermath of the airplane flying over the schools and then dumping that fuel? What do people do in a situation like that, right? What's the recourse that you have, if any? So we might find out about that as well. Also, a good friend, Nadine Jolson over at Jolson Creative, will be joining us. PR to the stars, many stars actually. In fact, I had her as my PR rep for quite some time, and I learned a lot from her. Now it's time for you to learn a little bit of what she does behind the scenes and why it is so important to brand your image or take care of your image as your brand. We'll talk about that either for businesses and or for actors in general, but pretty good information there. Also, around the corner, Skip Bedell is going to be joining us, TV contractor as well. We'll be talking about some cool products over there. But first, we got Mr. Jesse Sanchez over there. Good morning, Jesse.
Good morning.
So, quick question. 2020, how are you starting off? Is it pretty good, pretty bad, pretty oh-so-so?
Going good, going pretty good.
Okay.
And I refined my New Year's resolution.
Oh, you did. This is good. Okay. So, inquiring minds want to know. Do you want to share it when we have our radio audience, or do you want to wait for that before we get kind of like a teaser? What is Jesse's new refined version of his
Well,
resolution?
I'll minimize it instead of losing weight because that's so just like big. I just made a small goal instead. That's kind of along that path.
Oh, got it.
So
Okay,
easier
that's the
to attain.
teaser. Okay, so that's all right. So we'll talk about that around the
Yeah.
corner. Although I was going to say there's a really cool new desk that I'm kind of wanting to have, and I'm just saying. I mean, it might be good for my sit-ups. There's a new lay-down desk that lets you work horizontally.
Ooh,
I'm,
nice.
I know. I'm totally going against your whole resolution there. But okay, so we'll talk about that and more. Plus, we got 2020 pandas. Oh my God, can't wait to share this with you. Around the corner, we'll be right back right after these messages. Stay tuned. All right, we're on our commercial break here in the studio. Glad to have you with us. Got lots to talk about today: attorneys, legal stuff, as well as branding and contractors. Do you know how to catch a contractor? Well, if you haven't already, you could check out Skip Bedell, who's a co-host of Catch a Contractor on Spike TV. That's with Adam Carolla, which ran for several years, and so you can still check it out. Really good show. And so he's going to be joining us a little bit later, talking to us about, projects around the house. What are some good things and, do-it-yourself projects? What can you do yourself with YouTube and other such things? It's pretty cool because you can download a lot of stuff. Although we've got some do-it-yourself stuff that has to happen at our facility there. Like a fan. A fan needs to be replaced. We have the fan. We still have the fan, right? I just got to put it up. It's one of those things. So I'm not a very good electrician, so we'll see if I survive that. Because I know how to sell contracting services. I just don't know how to do contracting services.
20 seconds.
Which is terrible to admit because every woman wants a guy that can fix things, right? I'm like, I will YouTube it and get back to you later. But there you go.
10 seconds. And we need Brenda record it so just in case anything funny happens.
Yeah. I can see it going on and going, ah! Going around in circles.
2 seconds.
All right. That's what goes on in my head. Probably why I've put it off for so long. That's right. It's the morning show right here on ABC News Radio, KMET, 1490 AM. Joining our live TV audience over there at KVVB TV, Channel 33, Facebook Live, Periscope TV, LinkedIn Live, YouTube Live, and every which place that has streaming TV, including Apple TV. Great to have you with us. We got Mr. Jesse Sanchez over there. Good morning, Jesse.
Good morning.
Now, I understand, Jesse, that you have refined your resolution for the year. So, to help all of us understand your New Year's revised resolution, please share with us what your New Year's revised resolution is, Jesse.
So, my original goal was to lose some weight. So, I figured that's kind of just like so general. So, I refined it to do 2 pull ups. Now, that
That
seems like a small, but it is very difficult.
No, that is very difficult. Anybody that hasn't, like, I remember doing those in school, and it was difficult then. It's still difficult for me. So, no, I get that. Yeah. Well, now pull-ups with this way or this way, because this way is harder. This way you use your bicep.
Either or.
Oh, this one's
I'll do
harder.
both.
Trust me. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, cool. Very cool. Maybe we'll get some cool fitness gurus in here around the corner. Speaking of the show today, we've got lots to talk about that will help you in different areas of your life. A little bit later, we'll be talking to Sonia Chason, who is the attorney, yes, also known as the attorney of quite a few people, which we're going to be talking about something which has happened in the news and see what it's like if something happens to you and you're in that. What do you do? Who do you call? Do you have a case? Do you not have a case? We'll be talking to Sonia Chason around the corner with that. Also around the corner, Nadine Jolson over at Jolson Creative will be spending some time with us talking about branding and image. It's talked about quite a lot. I always get asked to go to certain seminars to be able to teach us and talk about it. What is branding? Either it be for a business and or a personality. And so we will have Nadine Jolson, who is a public relations professional and many to the stars celebrities, many of which you already know. Very cool. And her and I have had a long relationship. She's helped us literally define our own branding. Even she'll help you walk the red carpet. That's how good she is. Like, there's an actual way to do it and not to do it, and then to pose for pictures and much more. She does so much more than that. Image consulting and very cool, very, very interesting stuff. But right now you're all thinking the holidays have passed. People like to get started now on the indoor projects. Put that tree away possibly, and now fix things up. Well, joining us to tell us about the latest products that make those projects easy and safe. I want to highlight safe. We've got Skip Bedell with us, a licensed professional contractor and host of Spike TV's Catch a Contractor. Welcome back to the show, Skip.
Hey, thanks for having me, Aaron. Great to be back.
Yeah, great to have you. Look, I understand. I've got a few projects at the house that I'm trying to get in on. But what are some things that we all want to consider whenever we want to do these special projects, either for ourselves or for the lady? Because we all like to make our lady feel good and secure in her house. We don't want it to burn up.
Absolutely. Happy life, right? That's the way it goes.
Exactly.
I tell everybody, listen, DIYers, pros, all the same. Every job should always start out thinking safety first. And I'm here to talk about some of those things today. So 3M makes it really easy. I always recommend that people wear proper eye protection, hearing protection, as well as respirators for the dust and, for any project that you do. So starting off with respirators, this is a really important thing to wear, like disposable respirators, dust masks as people call them. So this is the 8511. This is the most popular one from 3M, but what makes it different is that it has a cool flow valve on the front of it. So it reduces the heat inside that mask and allows you to wear it all day very comfortably. And that's the key. You want to keep it on because you want to protect yourself from dust and all the things that it filters out. So this is a great respirator to wear indoor or outdoors. It filters out dust and mold spores and pollen. So you can even wear this when you're raking the lawn or mowing or gardening or things like that. It's just a great all-around respirator. And then I have this 8577, which is very similar with the Cool Flow valve, only it has a carbon layer inside of it. Perfect for this time of year, people doing a lot of indoor painting projects because that carbon layer will filter out a lot of the vapors found in many paints and adhesives and things like that. So, Aaron, believe it or not, the one thing that people don't like to wear the most is protective eyewear. And you would think, like everybody knows, you got to protect your eyes, right?
No.
When you're doing this type of work. So important.
No, well,
but the reason
Skip.
is because many times you pick up and they get foggy and you can't see what you're doing. So 3M, I'm wearing right now, they have the 3M Scotch Guard Anti-Fog eyewear. And basically they're protective eyewear. They're very comfortable. They're lightweight. You can wear them all day. But the best part is you don't even feel them on. They're so light you don't even know they're on, and they won't fog up while you're wearing them. You can wash them multiple times in the water, and the idea is that you can wear them all day and not get fogged. They come in gray and clear, so easy and versatile to wear outside or inside and give you that eye protection that you need. And lastly, on the safety side of things, and then we'll move to some other products, is hearing protection. So important that you protect your ears when you're working with noisy situations like power tools or lawn mowers, things like that. So I'm holding right here the WorkTunes Connect wireless hearing protection. They're basically noise-canceling headphones, but they integrate Bluetooth technology. So now while you're wearing these and you're protecting your hearing, you're also streaming through your live music or your radio shows, podcasts. So now you're protecting your ears working. Yeah, you're also listening to music. You can also take and make phone calls with the built-in microphone, all without ever taking your phone out of your pocket. So that's a really great new innovation from 3M.
Okay, what's that called again? So I can Google that. What's the name of that again?
So this is the WorkTunes Connect wireless hearing protection. They look like basically like noise-canceling headphones. But the thing is, they're wireless and they're Bluetooth. So now you're putting your music through there too. So you can wear them all day and listen to your tunes at the same time. It's really great.
I love that. You know why I love that especially? I just want to take that on the gun range. Is it like good enough for that? I don't know. I'm just saying. Okay. No, but Skip.
You just hit the nail right on the head. There's the one example where you really – so these will give you that noise-canceling protection just like your gun headphones will do, only now you can play your music through it at the same time. So you'll be the only guy at the range like bopping around.
Yeah. Like AC/DC, put on some of that, right? Okay. I'm sorry. I went next level there. No, but seriously, look, Skip, I understand, and I'm glad you brought this up. I just want to highlight the safety portion because a lot of do-it-yourselfers are like, I'm going to be tough. I'm going to show my lady that I could do this. And then they completely forget about, because I mean, let's face it, some of this stuff looks a little like, whenever I put face mask on anybody, they're like, oh, come on, and so can you just highlight why this is so important for you? Obviously, you've been a contractor for quite some time. You're a tough man. Tell every normal man out there that doesn't have quite the muscles that you do that it's okay to be safe.
Well, I could tell you right now, from a pro's perspective, a lot of pros don't like to wear this stuff simply because it's not comfortable, or you can't wear the respirator along with the glasses because sometimes it fogs things up, but they're just not comfortable. They're cumbersome. Now 3M is really the head of the game. They're the leader in this industry, and they make it comfortable. They make you want to wear these things all day, just like incorporating the music into your hearing protection, right? It makes you want to wear them. So that's the key. You got to have this stuff on. Everybody knows you got to protect yourself. So the guy who doesn't wear the eye protection winds up with a screw in his eye. So it's all about working smart and working safe. And 3M just makes it so easy. I love talking about this stuff. I could talk about it all day long.
Well, and I appreciate this. Because, Skip, even those headphones are pretty cool because, A, you can listen to the morning show in your interview right now. They can replay it, rebroadcast. It's pretty awesome. Skip, I understand there are some other really cool projects that people are taking part of in the atmosphere. You talked about painting. You mentioned that. Is there any other ones that are pretty big around this time of the year?
Yeah, so this time of year, people are doing a lot of indoor projects, especially in many parts of the country where it's cold. So 3M makes it easy with stuff like the new high-strength large hole repair. It's basically a spackling compound, but what's unlike, the other compounds that are out there is that with the fibers that are built into this will allow you to spackle a hole up to 5 inches in diameter. So when you put the doorknob through the wall or something like that, this will allow even an amateur to get professional results. And they have like a large hole repair plate that passes through that hole, and it gives you like a backing that you can spackle on, all things that you can get really pro results. And speaking of pro results, a lot of people ask me, like, what is the one thing that I can do as a DIYer to, like, get professional results? And I always say painting, because it doesn't involve any power tools. But the results, if you ask any professional painter, the results are always based upon how well you put the time into the preparation. So 3M makes it really easy. They have great new prep stuff, like the new Pro Grade Precision Faster Sanding Sheets. So it's basically a sandpaper, but on the back of it now, it has this no-slip grip durable backing, which makes it really easy to handle. You can hold on to this sanding anything like a wet project or dry project. It's a very versatile sandpaper. They also make a sanding sponge. This is a dust channeling sanding sponge, and it's great because it's like a sanding block all in one. And on one side it has channels in it that gets the dust away from your work, and the other side is smooth. So, the key is with all these things, Aaron, is like if you're going to have good preparation, you're going to get good results like a pro. And lastly, the Scotch Delicate Surface Painter's Tape. We've all heard of painter's tape, right? Like,
right.
Blue tape, there's many different types.
Yeah, I never know which one to get, Skip.
Yeah, so I love this particular one. It's really kind of new to the lineup. It's a delicate surface paint. So you can put this tape over wallpaper, pre-painted walls, even hardwood floors. And when you peel it off, it will not damage the surface underneath. It's not going to take the paper with it, like many other painter's tapes do. Edge lock technology in it. So when you peel that off, you're getting those really super sharp, crisp lines, just like a painting pro every time, even being a DIYer. So that's the key. You want to get professional results.
Now, look, you're a contractor that comes in and kind of does it all, right? You can do anything that you set your mind to. I could imagine you got your own projects in your own house. Is there one that's kind of been on the table there for you to complete and has yet to be completed?
Well, I am definitely like, the cobbler's kids has no shoes type, you're right. I do a million projects around the house, and of course, like every other contractor, we're busy working on 5 other people's houses at the same time. So yeah, I always have a number of projects that I start into all over the house. We have tons of cabinetry work and finish work going on right now. So I'm going out to the Builder Show in Vegas next week. I'm going to be there for a week, and then I'm coming home, and I'm going to have like a couple of days off, and I'm going to tackle some of those projects. So, I always tell people that the painting projects are always the best this time of year, and it's really something that you could do like a pro, especially doing, with products like these with 3M. They make it really easy.
Can you make a recommendation on type of paint, or is that just kind of like per person because I find like the ladies usually make that decision. I like to want to make that decision, but it's usually the lady of the house.
Well, we're talking about like when you say the type of paint, like color or finish, or what are we talking about here? Because there's a lot of different variations.
Yeah, that's a great question. We'll save that for another topic for another day for the spring. But Skip, look, I understand you've got a lot of things going on over there. How can we keep up with all the things, including some of the products that you mentioned?
Well, you can definitely check out my website. It's skipfidel.com. I have just a ton of content on there, and of course you'll find links to all these awesome 3M products that I'm talking about right now, and also a lot of other videos and tips and things you can see there. So check out my site for sure.
All right, there it is. Skip Fidel, thank you so very much for spending time with us here on the morning show, getting us, really kind of like ready for the do-it-yourself projects. Because I had one in the back of my head replacing one of those ceiling fans, and I'm a little like, anything I should keep in mind when I'm doing that?
You can knock that right out, Aaron. Listen, they're so easy right now. They make it really easy for the DIY. The instructions on those fans are like pretty much anybody can do it. With all the quick mounting plates and stuff, they require very little tools. So, I say tackle that this weekend. And, hit me up online. If you need some help, I'll be happy to help you out.
Yeah, my lady's in my ear saying, turn off the electricity before you do that. So I guess, see, she knows more than I do.
He's correct. That's our number one thing. Yeah, make sure you turn off the breaker or the switch to that fan for sure, buddy. You'll get lit up on the ladder. You don't want that to happen.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, all right. We'll see you later, Skip. Thanks for spending time with us here on the morning show.
Hey, thanks for having me, Aaron. Take care.
You too. All right. There you go. Skip Fidel, everybody. Great guy. He's got a great show over there, and him and his lady friend, I mean, they tackle this stuff together. It's pretty cool. All right, we got to take a quick break here on the morning show. When we get back, we got more right after these messages. Stay tuned. Yeah, I love Skip. His knowledge is the kind that I always like to put out there. How to not like this one. How to find a contractor and avoid getting scammed. Ooh, boy, right? That's the worst. Nobody wants that, especially when you get like 4 or 5 contractors. You're like, okay, you can provide that, that, and that. But wait a minute, why are you so much cheaper than the other guy? Or why are you so more expensive than the other guy, right? Kind of have that question. So he does a lot of that stuff. And so you can check him out maybe at the show that he's going to be in Vegas pretty soon. But great guy. He lives on Long Island with his wife, Allison, and they rescue many cats and dogs. So he's got a pretty big heart over there. So there you go. According to this bio, they enjoy spending time at home with family, riding motorcycles, and taking trips in their RV, which Skip recently renovated himself. Oh, should have asked about that. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah, sure. Let's click on that. All right. So there you go. There you go. Skip Bedell, everybody. Check him out. He'll be at the International Builder Show on January 17th. The walking, talking show and tell of new do-it-yourself and safety products will be featured at this International Builder Show. If you want to go check it out, get your tickets quick and fast. And there you go. All right. Switching gears up, I just kind of want to show something that will make everybody have a good day. Like, you cannot have a bad day. Not just yet. We'll come back to this, okay? But we'll just all I can say is you have to be somebody that is really a mean person to not at least go, "Aw," on this next. I challenge you. Okay, I'm just those of you tuning in. Let's go to the social media comments, shall we? Let's see. Any questions there? We got Sultan tuning in over there. Sandro 76, Flavio. Jesse, you got any projects getting ready at your house maybe that you're gonna take up Skip's offer on? Maybe message him and be like, "Can you help me with this?"
No, I'm pretty good with the home renovation stuff.
Oh, really? All right.
Uh,
Brenda has a question. Oh, really, Brenda? What's your?
I have a question. I want to paint stucco. So, what kind of product do I need in order for me to repaint? Do I need to patch it up where there's cracks before I paint
oh, that's a
it?
good question.
Yeah, because I want to do the patio.
2 seconds.
I'd help you, but I can't. Got 2 seconds. Sorry, babe. That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. Joining our live TV audience over there at KVVB TV, 33 Facebook Live, Periscope TV, LinkedIn Live, and YouTube Live. Yes, we just had Skip Bedell here with us. And if you got questions for him, find him on social media. Skip Bedell, very easy to find. Got a great. In fact, you can always come on out to Las Vegas. Yeah, I mean, nobody ever thinks construction in Las Vegas, but I mean, there's a lot of construction going on in Las Vegas. So if you want to go to the really amazing show that they have there, you could do so. Just get your tickets. It's all happening January 17th at the special International Builder Show. He will be there along with a variety of people talking to how to not only catch a contractor, as his show with Adam Carolla was on that, and other do-it-yourself and safety products will be featured at the International Builder Show. So if you are a contractor or maybe you're a do-it-yourselfer and you're thinking, you know what, there's some stuff I can do on my own. This is how I do it. I always think of, remember Tool Time, what was his name? Tim Tool Time. Remember that? I always think of those projects whenever he'd get on there. And then he would just he would do some crazy stuff. There was always something that would go wrong with his projects, which always kind of got in the back of my head, like, oh man, do I really, I think I could do it, but what if I forget to turn off the electricity, right? So there you go. No, I'm not that dense, but, these are the things that come in your head. Okay, so let's see. We got a lot of you tuning in social media. We appreciate you. Okay, I have to just share this with the rest of you. For those of you tuning in over the radio, I will try to describe this as best as possible. But recently, bringing in 2020 with just a really cool time at the China's Wolong Giant Panda Research Base, they thought it would be a really great idea to bring a little photo op, right? A photo op. And why wouldn't you do this photo op when you've got, count them, 20 pandas. Yeah, 20 pandas all taking place in this great little photo. Jesse, I don't know how to put this except how would you describe this, what we're seeing here?
Absolute lovable mayhem.
Yeah, right. I know. There's probably like I don't know the
Cute.
names of these, but I mean, come on, you just kind of want one, right? I mean, they eat a lot, by the way, bamboo that is. But there you go, Kung Fu Panda, kind of what it's at. So, I mean, you can't look at that and not just want to just hug one, right? And just, ah. So, oh no, May May. So sorry about that. Be careful next time. So there you go. Pandas. That's bringing in 2020. I mean, it is Chinese New Year's, which I think was just this last weekend. So there you go. They're bringing it in with the bang, and very cool, very exciting over there. Somebody else that's kind of like kicking it up a notch over there. And this is going to be the talk of the town all day long because this woman has gone through thick and thin throughout the years. And it's her day today. Yes, another trip around the sun. She turns 98. Her name, Betty White. Yes, that's right. Betty White turns 98 today. Wow. That's a lifetime to be celebrated. And isn't she just an adorable young lady, right? I mean, she's just one of those you're just like, wow. I mean, she's one of the few that have been told, like, she has to keep coming back and say, no, I'm not dead yet. No, I'm not dead yet. Like, there's all these, like, rumors and things. No, she's not. And she's going strong over there, of course. Beloved comedic actress Betty White's career has lasted decades, spanned generations, more than just her character Rose from the Golden Girls, most recently adding her comedic genius to The Lorax and Hot in Cleveland. She's also a producer and avid animal activist. Betty White attends the LA Zoo Association's 45th annual Beastly Ball at the LA Zoo just recently. And so she's doing a lot over there and still keeping it strong. So we have to take another break here, though. We got another great celebrity guest here coming up. Yes, I know. You're probably thinking, wait, celebrity guest? Well, okay. You know those people that always help the celebrities get onto the red carpets in our interviews or other such things? We've got Nadine Jolson of Jolson Creative coming up next right here on The Morning Show. You'll actually see her like behind the other ones, like helping them out and getting them to get good interviews. So we're going to get some of her advice. Maybe if you're a business and or a person and you got your own brand going on out there, some tips and tricks of the trade that you can get right after these messages. So stay tuned right there. We'll be right back right after this.
Gotta cry to keep from laughing. My eyes are playing tricks on me, 'cause I never thought I'd see you here again. Are you for real or are you acting? Claiming that I'm the best you had, and you wanna go right back to being more than friends. Sorry, I must have missed the punchline. You had the spotlight in my life, but baby, now you're out of time. Ain't it funny how it all comes back around? Comes back around. And ain't it funny how you can't tell up from down? Tell up from down.
All right, we're on our commercial break here of the morning show, our behind the scenes portion of the morning show, where we're trying to get Nadine Jolson here on with us. Can you hear us, Nadine?
I can hear you great. Can you hear me?
I can actually, yeah. Okay, so let's see if we can get her on. Is she good to go there with our? Okay, so for everybody that's just hearing that voice right there, it's kind of like the unveiled. We're gonna like unveil her last minute. I think is that how we're doing it? Maybe, possibly. Okay, we're getting her video ready to go there. Oh, Brenda, you need to just assign it. You have to assign it. That way it's not. Yeah, you got to do it the right way. Okay, so hang tight with us there, Nadine. We're getting your video ready to go.
No problem.
And it just takes us a minute for us to get
I have the light on. Look. No worries.
I'm sorry, what?
I have the light on. Does it look better?
Oh,
I put the light on.
I'm sure it does. I don't know. I can't see you right this minute, but we'll just give us, how many seconds do we have, Jesse, on this break?
Okay.
We got 45 seconds.
Okay. All right. Yes, please. Here's the big unveil. Nadine, everybody. Oh, it looks great. There we go. Love the lighting. Fantastic. Nadine Jolson, everybody. A very near and dear friend. I promise that I'm gonna not keep we are within time constraints, but yesterday, like, Nadine and I haven't seen each other for quite a while because we're always hit and miss. We always talk over the phone or through text, but so Nadine, glad to have you here on the morning show.
Good morning.
First question of
Thank
the
you so
day.
much for having me.
No, thank you. Of course. Like, why would we not? But first question of the day: how do you make even the most? How do I put this gently?
2 seconds.
How do you make? Okay, never mind. We'll come back. Just stay tight right there. Stay tight right there. That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC.
That's right.
News
It's the
Radio,
morning show here on
KMET
ABC News Radio,
1490 AM.
KMET
Joining our
1490.
live TV audience over there at KVVB TV, Channel 33, Facebook Live, Periscope TV, LinkedIn Live, and YouTube Live. Yes, that's right. And Apple TV most recently. We are super excited to have this next guest. She's a personal friend of mine, one which I have to say a lot of big thanks to her, and I will interject that in just a minute. We've got Nadine Jolson of Jolson Creative with us. Good morning. Welcome to the show, Nadine.
Morning. Thank you so much for having me. This is pretty exciting.
No, well, it's exciting for us. And okay, so I'm just going to go out on a limb and just say, my fashion and my design has always been this way. Nadine had no impact on how I dressed or stood at any red carpet. Right, Nadine?
Wrong.
What? Yeah, no, seriously. Nadine, when you met me, okay, I'm afraid to ask this question, but when you met me, how would you describe my lack of fashion on the red carpet or design?
Well, you just didn't have a style. You didn't have a brand. You didn't have an image that was defined. And you were trying to upscale your presence on the radio and in the media. And it was time for you to start looking as great as you were sounding on air.
Oh, I appreciate that.
So we just did a little polish up.
Yeah. Well, and Nadine did something that I think a lot of people give people's ideas, like on Pinterest. They send them, you should be wearing this. I kid you not. She took me by the hand and said, we're going to go shopping. I'm going to show you how to shop for yourself. And I'm going to show you what to look for, the details of it. Because, I didn't have a woman in my life. Nadine, it was my woman, like, at that point. But plus, she really helped us with our show and our image and our branding and making everything cohesive at the time. So I want to say a big thank you. But I also want to let people know that you are out there helping others already, both in the business sector and or the celebrity sector, because for those that may not know, you have pretty big clients that walk the red carpet very, very regularly. What is the common theme that you hear when they come to you and they say, look, I just want to get on TV and or radio and more media? What is some of the first things that you say, depending on where they're at in their journey?
Well, what I always say, and you had asked me before about, let's talk about like real tips, like 1, 2, 3, 4 kind of tips that we can give your audience today, is defining what your brand, what your image, how you want to be presented. That's real important. Most people have a real disconnect with how they think they're being presented, how the world is perceiving them. So the first thing to do is just evaluate where you are, take a look at it, see what you want. How do you want to be presented? Do you want to level up? Do you want to look better? Do you want to get a better job, be perceived as a stronger professional or a more and actor? And you want to always be putting your best foot forward. You want to look your best at all times. And most people just don't know how or don't know what that would be for them. They think they have to buy Armani suits tomorrow to really look good. And yeah, of course, Armani suits are beautiful, but you can go shopping at Ross and I could dress you and you could look like $1 million. And as long as you feel it, it's all about confidence inside. Mm-hmm. That's what you bring to the red carpet. That's what you bring to a business meeting. That's what you bring to, anything in your world.
Well, and I'm glad you're bringing this up because it's interesting what you just said, because we've had on, recruiters and staffing firms here to talk about going in for that job, and you could literally do that. You could get anybody prepared because image is one of those things which we don't like to admit it, but unless you're blind, we all project some type of presence or association that we're associating with. So we all have done it. You, as I said, you said rather a moment ago, you like to level up that person.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about like a brand, like a business. How do you level up a brand or business, especially maybe a struggling business that hasn't found their identity? They have a logo, they have an image out there, but they don't quite have it all quite defined. How do you help them do that?
Well, that's the first thing you do is look at what they have. So I'll like it, like if I'm working with them, I'll evaluate. Like look at your business presentation, your logo, your business cards, your website, your social media, and any other marketing materials that you may have, advertising campaigns. Take a look at them. Like just spread them out on a table, or take a look at them and see, are they consistent? Is there a flow? Is there something that you can, if you close your eyes for 3 seconds and reopen them, would you know what you were looking at? I mean, that's just a lot of people. They'll be like, well, I don't want to be the same all the time, so I'll change it here and I'll change it there, and I want to be blue today or pink tomorrow. And you can do that if you keep a consistent brand messaging. Like if you look at my logo behind me, like the right now has like a marble in the Jolson. I used to have something different. I've used different imagery in my fonts, but it always stays the same look. So it's consistent across the board. There's a lot of, like, if you look at Target or some of the other bigger brands, like, the red circle, that stays strong, that carries through. So you'll know in a heartbeat that you're looking at that brand. So you should be able to always look at your brand for a business and know what you're looking at. Who are you? What is the story and the message that you're trying to say? And that even goes to like a title treatment on a film. I mean, it's like, because that's the first thing you see on a film. Like, what are you looking at? So it's all about telling the story. It's all about presenting what you want and owning that. Because the one thing about branding is you get to put what you want forward to the public the way you want it. Don't leave it for them to decide or figure it out. Put what you want, make it clear and concise, and then people will get your message, whatever your brand and message and.
I love that you say that, because I remember you telling us that, me and my team at the time, and we had a different show at the time, but you were very clear about doing that, defining your own brand. And I got to ask, do you ever get clients every now and then that are a little bit hard-headed? Like they're like, no, I know what I'm doing, but you're kind of looking at them and going, but how do you, like, do you ever, because I know you deal with a lot of personalities on all different fronts. I mean, not including me, myself. I'm just saying.
Well, I've had a lot of people who came to me for PR work, and the first thing I had to do was fix their image, because it's like, well, we can tell the media all about how fabulous you are, but if they go to your site or they go to your TV show or whatever it is you're trying to do, and you're a mess there, it's going to get confusing for them. And trust me, with so many messaging and so many imagery coming into people's brains so fast these days, they're going to like turn to the next thing. They're not going to pay attention to you. So you've got to be clear, concise, defined. And most people don't get that. They think they just want, oh, I just need some more ads. I'll run some more ads and that'll build my business. And there's so much more that you can do, so that the little behind the scenes, just a little cleanup work, a little up leveling, a little elevating and defining your image and your brand. And then you can do the ads and the PR and the marketing and the social media. And you're going to be received so much stronger, and it'll be much more successful and valuable for you.
Well, and speaking of social media, I mean, we're in a time where the digital footprint gets bigger and wider and more diverse all throughout, right? And in doing so, you've got people talking about you. You've got people hopefully talking good things about you. What happens, because you're that person also that helps fix images in the event that something bad goes awry, and you're like, okay, we gotta work to bringing this image back. What are some key things that you tell those? Because let's face it, brands do it as well. They get in trouble or in hot water for something that they may have done. I'll give you a perfect example. Ring, for example. I don't know how they're going to repair the whole hacking situation that has, people have hacked into rings, and I'm just throwing that out. But now they got to repair the image so that they can sell more products. Is there any advice you give there?
Well, I mean, I'm not a crisis PR professional, so there are people who are experts just in doing that. I'm more, my niche is doing branding and image development and so on. But the first thing that I see what people do wrong is that they basically deny or hide or put their head in the sand about any problems that are going on. The most effective people that have taken care of it respond immediately. They respond with kindness, like, "Oh my God, this I see. This is wrong. I'm going to work to fix this." You know, bear with me, people, while we all go through this together. And
Right.
those are the brands and the images I think that people care about. Like you can look at Felicity Huffman, like how she's handling it versus the other woman. That they're two completely different ways to look at it, and one woman has been embraced for how she's handled it, and the other woman is not.
Yeah, fighting it and looking worse every minute. I mean, that's just my viewpoint on it. I could be wrong. But look, Nadine, and I understand a lot of people come to you again, get their word, get their image out there, even for independent films, get their image out there. Why is that so important to have a really big, good premiere? Because I've seen some really bad premieres, and I've seen you at the forefront of making really great premieres, both in film and or TV. Can you explain what makes the difference between a really good one versus a kind of poorly attended one?
Sure. Sure. Well, it's all about perception. So, how do you want people to look at your project, your film, television, whatever it is that you're promoting? And you want to have the right image, the right presentation. Do you want it to be big and grand and luscious? And people think, wow, you really care about this project. You put a lot of effort into this night and you invited some really cool people, and there's some wonderful media here. And I really see that you really put a lot into this. I want to give you more of my time to look at it, to, if I'm a media person, to review it, to check it out. You've got some of my stuff up there from Agent Emerson that we just did. That was a VR film. That was fun. Sorry, I got distracted when I saw that
Yeah.
pop up.
No, but it was a
want to take it.
fantastic example. Yeah, and you're on the cutting edge there.
I always think it's an event. It has to be more than just, oh, here's a film screening. I like to make it a theme, an event, like I dress my team for the VR film, like the character in the VR film. I
That's
do a
fun.
lot of, like, we did this other film where we had everybody dressed in all white because the film was about Alaska. It's like, I want to always brings whatever else you can bring to it that people go, wow, this is cool. Like, I'm having a really good time. Like, thank you for all those little details. And that goes
Yeah.
into everything that you're doing, even in a business event. Like if you're doing a business lunch, it's like tiny little details that you can do that bring things on board. Like simple things like when you do define what your brand is, dress in your brand colors. When you are doing presentations, that's a tiny little thing that somebody can do that helps ease the mind. And the mind is, you're doing a presentation and you're in the colors, and people may not really pay attention, but at some point the brain's going to kind of connect the dots, and it's just like another way to help the build the presence of your image.
Well,
It's a
Nadine,
real simple thing that people can do.
yeah, I know we've run out of time. You and I can go on days and days for this, and I hope we do. I hope we can have you back again, maybe to tackle another subject. Probably, I see somebody in social media says, "I know this helps with my media brand." Stephanie is live, so viewer, it's been tuning in for quite some time in Cleveland, Ohio. So thank you for reaching out beyond that. And again, for anybody that wants to reach out to you personally and hire you and your entire team, because it takes a team to build a really great image as well. How can we do so?
Well, JolsonCreative.com is my website. Jolson Creative is my Instagram account, and Nadine Jolson is where you'll find me on Facebook, and Creative also on Twitter, or just call me. I'm happy to offer a complimentary consultation to any of your viewers that say they watch the show and would like to learn a little bit more. And I offer a 45-minute complimentary consultation. So I'm
Wow,
happy to
look
do
at
that for any of your viewers.
And trust me, I've been there and I've sat there and I'm like, yes, take my money. So I want to say thank you, Nadine, and I always recommend you to people whenever they ask. I say, go check this out. Go stalk her first of all on Instagram. You'll see all the stuff that she's a part of, and then you'll obviously be like, oh, I need her behind me. So thank you very much, Nadine, for spending time with us here on the morning show.
Okay, remember to everybody level up for 2020.
There it is. Level up. All right, with Nadine Jolson at Jolson Creative. All right, everybody, we appreciate you. We got to take a quick break. When we come back, we've got our another good friend, attorney friend Sonia Chason, coming up next here on the morning show. We'll stay tuned. All right, so for those of you tuning in, we appreciate you. Just texting our next guest. She'll be calling in.
Are you texting or were you playing Pokemon Go?
I do not play
You know,
Pokemon.
okay, whoa, whoa.
Accidentally hung up on
First of
Jesse.
all, hold
My
on.
bad.
Brenda's like, none of you can hear Brenda
I
talking.
unmuted myself.
Oh, you did. Oh, okay. So we're all hearing each other. Okay, got it. Okay. See, this is people wonder why I come out
Hello,
like
thank you for
I'm
calling
like come out
KVVB.
frazzled
This
like
is Jesse speaking.
I got
I
Jesse
got
in my
Joe.
ear.
Oh,
I
hey
got
Sonia, how you doing?
Brenda in my ear. Now I got. So we're all working together. There you go. See, people don't know because if without the headphones, most newscasters, by the way, have the nice little like it's called I think IFB or I don't know, and so you don't see it, and they're all getting that. They're like la 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 la, but in their ears are like 20 different people. True story. So, I know sometimes people go, "Why do you have that headset?" Because it's cool looking. That's why. Yeah, I get to rock with it. Boom, 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 boom. Right. No, but seriously. Okay, we appreciate you guys tuning in. We're getting ready for our next guest here in just a bit. Got Sonia Chason getting ready with us next. Tackling a very interesting subject. I'm going to bring this up here so I have it in front of me. And this is just an example, again. But a lot of questions are being asked about the plane that dumped all that fuel, right, over the schools. Which
We
evidently
got
was at
10 seconds.
a lower height than they usually do, because this isn't a new thing, them dumping fuel. They just dump it higher. So, of course, a lot of
2 seconds.
people have questions, so we're going to talk about that. Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. Joining our live TV audience over there at KVVB TV, 33 Facebook Live, Periscope TV, LinkedIn Live, and YouTube Live. It's that time for our next guest, Sonia Chason, regular contributor, attorney at law over there. And good morning. Welcome to the show, Sonia.
Good morning. Hi, Aaron.
So, Sonia, look, something that's come on in this week, I had questions on, and I thought a lot of people are getting questions on this. And we're talking about earlier this week, it's been the talk of the town. Delta Flight 89, which was originally headed to Shanghai, experienced an engine problem that required it to return to LA International Airport less than 20 minutes after takeoff. Long story short, they had to drop their fuel at around 2,000 feet, then hitting several schools in its path. Now, from what I understand, this is a common occurrence that happens, but usually at a very high altitude so that it doesn't truly affect anybody. But being at such a low altitude, of course, school children are seen on the news going, oh my goodness, I got some in my eye, I got some on me. And what can we expect maybe from this? Is there a fallout? Is there a recourse that people, in the event they were in this path, what can somebody do? What's the next step for them? Can you advise on that?
Well, First, I know that the FAA is investigating. They sometimes, I don't know how routine this is, but I know that sometimes in the event of, I guess they call it for safety measures, planes release jet fuel, but there are regulations for that, and I don't, you have to exercise good judgment before you jump jet fuel on a population. And it's what you said, it has to be at a high altitude so it can dissipate. And obviously, it didn't dissipate, it was too close, and it landed on school children, and it was raining jet fuel on them, and it's pretty harmful. It can be harmful. I've been reading studies where it says it can affect your hearing, neurological problems, immune issues. So a parent, in this case, or anybody who was affected by the jet fuel, they need to find out if they're suffering any health issues from it. That's first.
Right.
If they were damaged.
Well, and this is a valid point that you bring up because although we're talking about this situation is on a long list of situations that can happen, right? I mean, you deal with these type of problematic events. Maybe it could be, I don't know, like a fuel spill all of a sudden that happens, and then workers are exposed to that, and then some. Can you share some things maybe that you've done so in the past? Because I know you've been at the forefront of a lot of situations like this. Can you give us some tips on what you should do if you're the person thinking, wow, this is a big corporation, I don't know how to take this on, or if I should?
Oh, well, I would never advise someone to take on a big corporation. If you feel that you have been damaged by this, your children, and yet, I mean, it sounds like some of this is, there's temporary problems, but the long-term problems are more problematic. So you have to wait to get tested and all of that. I would talk to an experienced attorney, and if you don't, that has handled cases that include issues with the FAA, because this is not an easy case. This is very complex.
Well, and I'm glad you're saying. Well, I'm glad you're saying that, because as is most cases, right? And correct me if I'm wrong. There's never a simple case, right? It's or is there? I mean, for example, a car accident. That's pretty simple. I got hit from the back. Pretty obvious whose fault that is, right?
Right.
So, is there any advice that you could give those that are like they have a case or they have something, but they want, like, what are some things or parameters that they should make sure that they have solid before they come? Because I'm sure there's some cases that you go, yeah, that's an unwinnable case, or are there such a thing?
I have paint damage to my house. There's always a possibility of that, but I think having these tests and having experts in a case like this that would have to testify as to the damage. No one's going to be bothering. First of all, no one's going to
So Sonia, I hate to cut you off, but we're having a really bad connection. Can you just call us right back? I don't know if there's a cellular tower or something going awry. Maybe they dumped some more fuel on the cellular tower and they made it difficult for her to hear us. So just we'll reconnect with you. But if you're just tuning in right now to the morning show, we're talking to Sonia Chason and giving a perspective that many of us may have had in some time in our life. Whether true, many of us probably didn't have fuel dumped on ourselves or our young ones. But for example, what can young ones do? Is there a statute of limitations? Is it the same from adult to young one? We'll find out next if we can get Sonia Chase on there with us. But if you're just joining us, again, go check out Sonia Chase on. You can do so on Facebook, and you can always ask her a personal question. Just tune in, go look right there. It's the law offices of Sonia Perez Chason, and you can find her on Facebook and send her a quick message and I know she'll get it when she's like handling her caseload because she's working several different cases at this time. I'm pretty sure. So, do we have Sonia ready or back on the line? Okay, there you go. Okay, so Sonia, can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Yes.
Okay, great. So I had a question before we, these kids that are in this situation, for example, do children or young minors have different? I don't know how to put this, but different like statute of limitations than adults have? Is there a length of time that they need to, if they're having problems, that they need to make it known?
Well, I think in this case, both parties, you have to wait. I mean, there are always statute of limitations to file a lawsuit if you have a personal injury lawsuit. But in this case, there's a problem in that where there's an issue. It seems like the injury could creep up, and it takes a longer time for it to present itself. So in California, there are laws that protect. That they only allow you a certain avenue of time to file a lawsuit, 2 to 4 years. It depends on what the lawsuit is, and in this case, if the jet fuel caused, let's say, hearing loss to someone, and if it's not known immediately, or if it takes time, or it causes another condition that takes maybe a little bit longer to find out, then the court, it might allow you to bring your lawsuit later. It's always best to bring your lawsuit as soon as you can.
Well,
but you only have one in the courtroom.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we run out of time there, Sonia. So I hate to let you go. For anybody that wants to find you on Facebook, they can continue this conversation. Maybe they themselves are in this situation, or maybe they find themselves in a completely separate one. They can find you on Facebook at Sonia Perez Chason. Thank you for spending time with us, Sonia.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, there we go. All right, so it's that time. We've run out of time. We apologize there. But we'll have Sonia on in a couple more weeks to talk about it. Maybe take your questions. Maybe you have questions. Send them in, and we'll have them answered live here on the show. Even if you don't want your own case out there, just kind of generality, you can always let us know. Or just message her directly right there on Facebook. Okay, everybody. Well, we appreciate you today. We'll see you again next week here on the morning show. Stay tuned for more programming right here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. All right, and for the rest of you tuning in, let's see in social media where you guys are tuning in from. We appreciate you. We've got, let's see, Wanderson Fonse says hola with the flag there. I'm not sure which country that is, so but thanks for tuning in from that country. Aki20, thanks for tuning in. Tata Fursa, Strudel, Ivan, Angelo Man, also Nicola 911, Dave says, how is everyone doing? Very good, Dave. Howie Manley is tuning in, and many more. Also on Facebook, we see you guys over there. We appreciate you. And let's see, Casey saying, oh, pandas are so cute. Lucy also saying good morning to Aaron and Jesse's, and many, many more tuning in. So look, what have we learned today? We've learned that if you have a company that maybe you want to take or level up, you can call Nadine Jolson over at Jolson Creative. Or perhaps maybe you are on the receiving end of a bumper fender bender or worse. You definitely want to call up Sonia Perez Chason over there as well. Just look her up on Instagram. I'm sorry, on Facebook. Thank you very much. She's going to be getting an Instagram. We're getting on her to get an Instagram, so we'll have that ready for her. As well as, hey, if you're looking for a do-it-yourself project, Skip Bedell. You see, look, we've got something for everybody. Got an attorney, got a creative PR, and then you've got your home improvement. Now to put them all in one room and see how we can make that work as a TV show. Okay, all right. No, seriously, it's called The Morning Show. All right, people, we appreciate you. Thanks for spending time with us here on The Morning Show. We'll see you again next week, everybody. Remember, KVVB TV is where it's at. Make sure to find more programming. Just type it in, kvvb.tv. Bye-bye, everybody.